Amy then says something about seeing a black hedgehog, which, let's be honest, is
kind of
just a
racist
litmus test for Let's Players or streamers. If the black hedgehog line comes up and they respond with something like, that's racist, find a firearm and gun them down.
We could be watching videos, we could be streaming new shows, we could go on for hours on end. Dreamswgh action. Alright, get it. Sonic Adventure 2, baby.
Welcome to the competitive review, where unlike my competition, my opinions are facts. I'm Kanjin, and this is Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic is talked about so exhaustively, so let's, instead of an intro, let's just have a banned list, okay? The following phrases are banned. Blue Blur. Back in the 90s, Sonic on a Nintendo console. I used to think the game was good, but now that I've grown up, I think the game is bad. Any sarcastic jokes about blast processing, and anything related to Tails or Eggman. I'm not interested in the success of their concepts. No one else really is either.
Shit, go get
so
Karen.
while I will touch upon their gameplay styles, it will be very brief. What I'm primarily interested in is analyzing Sonic to see how he holds up by himself. And that is why for this review, and this is not a joke, I have played every single Sonic game that has come before Sonic Adventure 2 to have the most excruciating amount of context possible. I played the Genesis games, I played the fucking Sonic game, I played the Wheel of Fortune game, I played fucking Shadow Play Soccer on the Tiger Electronics McDonald's toy, I played the Leapster Sonic. Okay? That out of the way, let's begin.
Yo, Leapster Sonic goes kind of hard, bro. I don't know what you guys talking about. Leapster Sonic pretty chill.
The story begins with arguably the most crucial aspect, Gun, who is for all intents and purposes the world's military. Eggman's grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, worked on a top-secret weapon known only as Project Shadow, the ultimate life form, which was sealed away 50 years ago on one of Gun's bases, Prison Island. After obtaining his grandfather's diary and downloading some animated GIFs of explosions, Dr. Eggman breaks into Prison Island to try
Is it just this weird to me still how Shadow kind of forms into Sonic, but the whole like final product of Shadow was supposed to be that big alien? You know, it's kind of weird. You know, it's a weird thing what Shadow's supposed to be at the end, the ultimate life form, but he actually is just a prototype. I don't know. That's just, or is Shadow? I don't really know, man. I really don't know. I can't remember.
Only to discover
maybe I mixed shit up.
You assumed Project Shadow is Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow tells Eggman that in exchange for releasing him, he will grant Eggman one wish. Eggman, understandably, completely ignores Shadow's wish bullshit while a guard robot finally reaches him. Shadow destroys the boss effortlessly, and Eggman is like, now about that wish thing, to which Shadow responds, bring more Chaos Emeralds, which is hilarious. Hey Eggman, I'll grant you a wish, but first you gotta grant my wish first. Shadow tells Eggman to meet him at the abandoned space colony and then leaves. Meanwhile, in a
I'm sorry, man. I can't see this game differently. I see this game way too differently at this point. After watching like the fan dub that I can't remember the names made. Like, I'm sorry. I hear the dialogue of what it is for them. On the like, what's it called? They're so hilarious, man. Especially Alfred, who plays Eggman. Man, I can't see this game the same anymore because of it. I'm going to piss on the moon. How you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. Like, see that? That's funny. That's funny. You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the earth. Now go away before I piss on you too.
Yeah, remember that space colony I mentioned before? Shadow was created there and lived with Professor Gerald's granddaughter, Maria. Shadow and Maria were very close, but that was turned upside down with a gun. The ones who funded Project Shadow came to the Ark and killed everyone aboard, including Maria.
The gun did kill everybody. That's crazy.
She puts Shadow in an escape pod and with her dying breath says, Shadow, do it for me, which he interprets as killer and just shoot them in the fucking face. With the emerald he stole, Shadow uses chaos control, an ability
you see the piss droplets right there?
Of using, which allows Shadow to do it for me, which he interprets as
piss
killer.
On the moon!
With the emerald he stole, Shadow uses chaos control, an ability that only he is capable of using, which allows him to teleport away while Sonic gets arrested by Gun. Meanwhile, at Eggman's secret pyramid base, Rouge the Bat, a troll thief government spy, is in the middle of her mission to follow Eggman and discovers his teleporter, whose coordinates have been set to the space colony Ark. Curious, she goes up there to see what he's up to. Eggman meets with Shadow, who reveals to him a secret weapon of mass destruction developed. Eggman meets with Shadow.
I thought I didn't have sex with my wife.
Weapon of mass destruction
Well, I
developed
did.
aboard the Ark.
And she liked it. I'm sorry, I can't see it the same way anymore. I'm going to kill you.
All 7 Chaos Emeralds to reach full power. And so they both steam to nab them all.
I can't see this game any differently now. They ruined my perception of it, man. It's beautiful. And it's a beautiful video.
Infiltrates Security Hall, Shadow plants explosives over the island, and Eggman distracts the guards. Tails is also on his way to Prison Island because that's where Sonic is locked up, and he's ready to bust him out. And so is Amy, apparently, because Amy is also here. Sonic, understandably, asks Amy how she got here, to which she replies, well, if you gotta know, I caught a ride with Tails, even though by every conceivable metric that is fucking impossible. She has a key card that can open Sonic's jail cell, which, if you asked her where she got it, I assume would respond to the tune of, well, if you gotta know, some blind guy was guarding it, so I disguised myself and nabbed it undetected. Amy then says something about seeing a black hedgehog, which, let's be honest, is
kind of
just
racist.
test for Let's Players or streamers. If the black hedgehog line comes up and they respond with something like, that's racist, find a firearm and gun them down. And runs into Shadow. Sonic calls Shadow a fake gamer girl, and Shadow retorts by slut-shaming Sonic, and then they fight and it sucks, and Eggman's like,
hey, call it out right there.
The island's gonna blow up, buddy. You better get your fucking shit out of there ASAP, pal. Sonic and friends escape, but Shadow has to
I say it every time I see that line, too.
Vault by a security guard pilot. Shadow uses Chaos Control, which makes sense since he's the only character that can use Chaos Control, to warp Rouge out of the island. Shadow then has a flashback where it's explained that Professor Gerald's purpose in life is to benefit all of mankind with his work, or as Shadow so eloquently states,
making people happy through the power of science.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. This man's trying to kill everybody. Those are life formers, like... That shit... He doesn't look that scary, I'm not gonna lie to you, but, like... I was feeling good to fight that ugly motherfucker.
Sonic and friends regroup just in time to witness Eggman threatening the whole Earth with the Eclipse Cannon, using 6 of the 7 emeralds. He blows
It's
the
on the
fucking
moon,
moon
you
and explains
idiot!
that if everyone on Earth doesn't donate to his Kickstarter, he will kill himself. Tails responds to this, finds the president's limousine.
That's kind of similar to what
video
Alfred
to
was
the
saying.
space colony. So Sonic and friends infiltrate Eggman's base and steal one of his spare rocket ships. They arrive at the space colony, and while discussing how to destroy the cannon, Tails reveals that he has built a fake Chaos Emerald that's weaker than the real emeralds, and will explode when placed in the cannon. Also, Amy is here too. Now you're probably thinking, that's pretty irresponsible. Eggman finds Amy
Wait, I'm sorry. It's just always funny to me. This man is, she's just like, just chilling.
Now you're probably thinking, that's pretty irresponsible.
And she got a pistol to her head. I'm sorry, that's funny. She's like, he's like,
Sonic thinking he can
it's the way he's holding it, man.
Agrees. Turns out Eggman already knew, however, and trapped Sonic in a capsule, leading to one of the best scenes in the game.
You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real Tails?
Because you just told me.
Fox boy.
Fucking butt scroll. Sonic tells Tails to finish the job, and he is launched into space where he explodes. Which is what I would have said if Sonic didn't come up with a brilliant plan at the last moment. Use Chaos Control to escape with the fake emerald. Jesus fucking Christ. With only like 10 minutes left before the cannon fires, Sonic makes a mad dash to the Eclipse Cannon, hoping to open palm slam the fake emerald into it to save the day. While this is going on, Rouge is ousted as a government spy by Shadow, with her true mission being to get info on Project Shadow and nab all the emeralds in the process. Shadow receives orders from Eggman to stop Sonic, and tells Rouge, just don't take the fucking emeralds, okay? And Rouge doesn't. She doesn't take them. Sonic and Shadow meet, now with only 5 minutes until the cannon fires again. Now, I don't care who you are, this whole sequence is fucking badass.
It is badass. Ooh. Bro, this song is so hard. Da-da-da-da.
Sonic beats Shadow
Dun,
but
dun,
Eggman, using his sneaking technique, has stolen the last Chaos Emerald and fully powers up the cannon. Upon doing so, however,
Why'd he throw it in like that? You see that? It said
Emerald and fully powers up the cannon. Upon doing so, however, we reveal the
Sorry.
fuckness of the story. Gerald has actually programmed the Ark to crash into the Earth and kill everyone when all 7 emeralds are collected, which is revealed when the video of his execution is played. How did this execution video reach the Ark? Well, if you gotta know, it caught a ride with Tails. With the exception
It caught a ride with Tails.
nobody was aware of Gerald's secret plan, including Eggman. So everyone teams up to stop the Ark from falling. Everyone except Shadow, who doesn't want to help because it was all part of his plan. Until Amy begs him to help, of course, which is when Shadow remembers his super secret memory of remembering, where it's revealed that, surprise, surprise, Maria didn't want Shadow to fucking ass everyone. Shadow says he has to keep his true promise to Maria and Amy, despite the fact that he literally never at any point in the story promises her anything. This is the first time he says a word to her, but it's, what team makes it to Cannon's Core, where they are stopped by Gerald Robotnik's backup plan, the prototype of the ultimate life form, the Biolizard. I assume I don't need to explain what's wrong here. Shadow beats the Biolizard, but it uses Chaos Control to merge with the colony to keep it following. Sonic and Shadow use the emeralds to turn super and defeat it, use beam Chaos Control to warp the colony to a safe location, and then Shadow dies. And the game is over. Oh my fucking
Why
god.
does Shadow die, man? It doesn't make sense.
I used to chalk this up to how many freaks of nature like Sonic could possibly be running around. But God knows who the fuck Shadow is. Why is Knuckles here? I'm sure you noticed I didn't mention him at all in the plot synopsis. That's because 3,000 miles away.
I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head because I have no fear.
Why does Rouge have to sneak into Gun's security hall? She works for the government. Why does Amy say she caught a ride with Tails? How can you miss something like that? How does Sonic use Chaos Control, an ability he's never fucking used before, with a fake Chaos Emerald? When Shadow leaves Rouge alone with the Emerald, why on earth does she not take them? The planet is going to be destroyed because, well, man, I wouldn't want to piss off Shadow. How does Gerald's Doomsday program make it to the Ark? Or was the Ark always programmed to destroy Earth? If so, what is all this benefit of mankind bullshit? Why is the Biolizard this 300-ton behemoth while Shadow is a damn 3-foot hedgehog? Why is
Thank
Shadow
you!
hedgehog in the
That's what I was saying! I was like, why is it so large compared to Shadow? In comparison, that doesn't make no sense. That's never made sense to me. It's like, that's supposed to be the ultimate life form, and this is supposed to be like the Shadow's like not the actual Project Shadow. Like, why? Why is Shadow so small? Why is the comparison? How do you mix that up? Who mixes that up? Was she just called him Shadow because she? All right. Here. Here's what I think. All right, so hear me out. I think what happened was, Gerald, my boy Gerald, he's like, shit, my daughter's kind of lonely. I need to build her something. She makes Shadow the Hedgehog, or if you find Shadow the Hedgehog, maybe from the same universe Sonic's from. I don't know. There's different universes. We figured that out with Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. Great movie, by the way. But what I'm thinking is like, she had one of those before she gave for her daughter, and her daughter named it Shadow because she probably heard Project Shadow all around. That's what I'm thinking. And then Project Shadow's a big ass thing that's lasers in his arms around him, and then there's this regular Shadow right here. That's what I think, and I don't know how they both can do Chaos Control. Don't ever ask me that. I'm not part of Sega. All right, like that's not me, man. I don't know. That still bugs me to this day. That's the only thing that bugs me. You get the point.
Was created before Sonic even fucking existed. Why does Shadow die after using Chaos Control? They were both in super form. Did the game really need added dramatic bullshit? This story is such a stupid fucking myth, which is what I would have said if I was a basic bitch reviewer. I was pretending to hate the story as a ruse to lure stupid hipsters into my fucking death trap. What if I told you that Sonic Adventure 2 has no plot holes? What if I told you that Sonic Adventure 2 has the best story of any Sonic game? In order to properly frame this theory, it's important to think of Sonic Team's position at the time. The writing was on the wall for Sega. Sonic Adventure 2 would be the last Sonic game on their console before they bit the dust, and they were very much aware of this. This would be Sonic Team's last true effort for a character whom they may never touch again. As such, I will only be using material from Sonic Adventure 2 and before, rather than later games to back up my claims. Let's start from the top. Why is Sonic mistaken for Shadow? The answer is, he isn't. Gun knows full well that Sonic isn't Shadow. This is a cover-up operation by Gun to prevent civilians from ever discovering Project Shadow. They already killed everyone aboard the Ark to cover it up 50 years ago. This is just them continuing where they left off. Shadow even alludes to the possibility in the Japanese recap of Radical Highway. So, why does Rouge need to infiltrate Gun's base if she works for the government? This is misdirection. In the newer games, it's established that she works for Gun. This, however, is never established in Sonic Adventure 2. She works for the President. The President is ultimately in charge of Gun, but in the case of what transpires in Sonic Adventure 2, that doesn't mean a damn thing. Why? Because Gunn is actively working against the president. Consider Rouge's only
Mr. President!
from the president in the game. Monitor Eggman's actions and retrieve data on Project Shadow. In the recap of the Dry Lagoon stage, she mentions placing a tracker on Eggman's Eggomatic hovercraft. But as we see in Eggman's next stage following it, his base is swarming with gun robots sent to destroy him. Why would the president try to kill Eggman while monitoring him? Why would she eventually need to retrieve data on Project Shadow if Gunn knows everything there is to know about the project? Because Rouge works for the president, and Gunn works alone. That's why the president pays the collateral of bombing Gunn's base. For them, it kills two birds with one stone, damaging their resource pool to hinder their cover-up. It also explains why Rouge must sneak into Security Hall, and is powerless to escape the wall. She can't tell them who she works for. They would gun her down on the spot. Anti-gun sentiment is seen in Rouge's very first stage, where two gun robots are bullying a turtle. So why does Rouge take the emeralds when given ample chance? Because the truth is, with her knowledge of the Ark, the proper choice would be to leave them. Not only does Eggman give Rouge the password to control the space colony's console, the final story establishes that the president is monitoring the Ark and feeding her information. It is also established that the cannon is minutes away from firing, and that the emeralds at this stage merely affect its charging speed. If she took the emeralds, where would she go? Back to Earth, currently in the crosshairs of the Eclipse cannon? Rouge is present when Eggman tells Shadow that someone is heading off to the Eclipse cannon, and that someone has located the 7th emerald. Rouge, having the very same access Eggman did to discover the fake emerald, knows whoever's approaching the cannon has it, and at that moment all the pieces fit together. Eggman will return to add the 7th emerald, while Sonic destroys the cannon, making the emerald's destructive power useless. She would then simply swipe all 7 and make her getaway. She is not present when Eggman adds the last emerald because she is establishing contact with the president somewhere in the Ark. This was established after Eggman threatens Earth with the test fire. The president's secretary mentions that all satellite communications are down, but after the president speaks with Eggman, she exclaims, "Mr. President, we are receiving a signal from our agent." The same time in the Dark Story, Eggman says something very strange to Rouge.
Where in the world have you been?
She's been establishing contact with the president, just as she does right before Eggman inserts the final emerald. The plan ultimately fails because, unbeknownst to everyone, the Ark was reprogrammed to crash into the Earth when all 7 emeralds were collected. But then you must ask, how then does Professor Gerald reprogram the Ark? It was in response to Gunn killing Maria, so the answer is, he didn't.
Objection!
What did you say? Then your culprit doesn't exist. Those who weren't killed aboard the Incarnation in Prison Island. Retaliation was impossible. You're right. There was simply no one who could reach the colony. 50 years ago. There was only one opportunity to pull off such a feat. The ARK was reprogrammed by Shadow the Hedgehog after Eggman released it.
Shadow the Hedgehog, at the very beginning of the game, reprograms the space colony Ark. Shadow the Hedgehog leaves Eggman at Prison Island to go to the space colony Ark long before anyone else attempts to reach him, and he only brings one thing: Gerald Robotnik's execution tape. Although Gerald Robotnik never had the opportunity to reprogram the Ark, he was able to reprogram one final creation, Shadow. Rouge heavily implies that this is what happened, and Gerald confirms he did so in his diary, which explains Shadow's warped interpretation of Maria's final request. So why does he bring it? Because the formula for the Doomsday plot is written clear as day on the wall. With this information, Shadow reprograms the Ark, and the stage is set for Sonic versus the Ultimate Life Form. But who is the Ultimate Life Form? You would assume it's Shadow, it's practically his catchphrase, but you're left with the seemingly unexplainable bio-lizard. How do you go from a giant lizard to a hedgehog? It's a simple answer, because the ultimate life form is Sonic the Hedgehog. Gerald Robotnik is nothing more than a man of science, and in the Sonic universe, the only explanation is that Sonic's very being is a scientific absolute, that if you pursue the concept of ultimate life, you will inevitably end up with a creature similar to Sonic, because Sonic fulfills every standard of ultimate life. So then what is the standard for ultimate life in the Sonic universe? Undoubtedly, it must be the ability to control chaos energy. From the very first prototype of the Bio-Lizard, Gerald Robotnik's creations were given the ability to utilize the Chaos Emeralds with the Chaos Control ability. Sonic, however, never needed Chaos Control to utilize the Emeralds. He didn't even know what it was until he saw Shadow perform it. He only needed one thing: Rings. Rings which the Sega Genesis games would confirm are intrinsically linked to the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, baby. See, is what I mean, JG5. Sonic is better than Shadow and Silver. Easy money, easy clap, dub. Sonic is number 1 on top. Blue Blur. I know you said not to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Blue Blur.
Rings that have had Sonic perform Chaos Control before the concept was even introduced to him. Knuckles and Tails were able to come close, but neither of them were able to utilize the Chaos Energy the way Sonic can, and have not been able to since. That's why, despite seeing Chaos Control but once, he was able to utilize a fake emerald to perform it. He has unmatched control over Chaos Energy, which brings me to my next point. Many have asked why Sonic was able to use Chaos Control despite never using it. So I would pose, why was Shadow able to maintain a super form despite never even witnessing it? And the answer is he doesn't. He can't. Throughout the entire fight, Sonic is constantly asking Shadow if he's okay, because Shadow is unable to keep up with Sonic's ability to utilize the rings for Chaos Energy. He comes close but falls short. The ultimate life form lives and Shadow dies. In the very final scene of Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic is seen contemplating the concept of an ultimate life form, and that line right there paints the whole game in a new light. Themes of legacy and change are prevalent throughout the entire experience. When Eggman storms Prison Island, he is after the work of his grandfather to finish what he started, until the malevolence of his true intentions is too much for even Eggman to accept. Gunn continuing their bloodbath cover-up out of fear of Project Shadow, only to be saved by him in the end. Shadow carrying out his mission to avenge Maria from decades past, only to realize it was never what she wanted. Sonic telling Tails to defeat Eggman for him before his supposed execution, Eggman telling Shadow to finish the job if he is killed. It's all aptly fitting for a game that is meant to be the last of its kind, and obscenely ironic from a company who is now hanging on the edge of tomorrow from the works of yesterday.
Live and learn. Hang on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn.